Welcome to AM Best Audio.
For AM Best TV, I'm Ida Axling. We're in London today at AM Best's Europe Insurance Market and Methodology Briefings. I am here now with Dr. Angela Yeo, Head of Analytics Amsterdam, and Mahesh Mistry, Head of Analytics London, both with AM Best. Hello, Angela and Mahesh, welcome. Thank you.
Hi.
You have given us a thematic session today about globalization versus protectionism. So Mahesh, we're going to start with you. How has globalization affected the insurance industry?
Globalization is really important for the insurance industry, and they've definitely benefited from reduced barriers to trade. This has enabled many companies across the globe to write business everywhere internationally. This helps them diversify their risks from not just one market but to multiple markets. This has in essence been fostered by global organizations, which has allowed and enabled trade to be free amongst jurisdictions. As a result of that, we see very large European insurers and reinsurers that are double-digit billions of premium today.
And Angela, how do we see the operating environment today with protectionist activities?
Yeah, so we see a few problems there, right? So, for example, companies are now required to place reinsurance, for example, within their local markets. So we've seen that before in maybe more emerging markets already, but we do see perhaps a few signs also in the more developed markets. So there's a few strategies, a few ways of putting protectionism strategies into place, which, will tie down some companies operating on that global level as we like to see it, which will ultimately, lead to fragmentation, concentration of the risk, because, risks can't be traded freely so easily anymore across jurisdictions. And then also the cost of doing business we see is greatly increased.
And Mahesh, what emerging risks do you see on your radar at the moment?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, so there are lots of risks out there that the insurance and reinsurance industry needs to face. We've seen the rise in change in governments across the world, which is creating geopolitical tensions within the industry, and with that, there's the rise of polarization coming through. We also have the climate change issues as well. And that's a global phenomenon with warming temperatures, rising sea levels, melting ice caps, etc. And this can affect the frequency and the severity of events. Also the biodiversity going forward as well, climate litigation on that side as well. We're also going to see, say, increased migration as some of these big cities are potentially going to become underwater, not so in the distant future. In addition to that, you have all of the litigation cases that are out there, which is quite pronounced in the US, but we are seeing it's not the same in European markets, but we are seeing elements of that litigation coming through into the European markets, which can affect the court rulings and those type of things over time. So that is something else that the market needs to be aware of, alongside scientific advancements, the use of non-standard currencies like crypto and carbon credits as well.
And Angela, what are the challenges for the insurance industry going forward?
Sure. So, what Mahesh already mentioned, we see an increase in risks, whether it's climate related, whether it's technology related, and many, many more. So the challenge will be for insurance companies on the insurance industry to manage those increasing risks as we perceive them. The interconnectivity of those risks, we touched on that as well in our presentation, is something that, maybe some 40 years ago wasn't quite as prevalent, but that is another challenge to tackle. But we always say, with challenge also comes opportunities. And so far, really, particularly over the last 2 years, we have seen insurance companies being agile to tackle that, to look at innovative approaches to still continue to be able to place risks on the global marketplace. So somewhat optimistic on the opportunities that are present for the insurance industry.
Great. Angela and Mahesh, thank you both so much. For AM Best TV, I'm Ida Axling.
Looking to get the full attention of the insurance industry? We have the platforms that will do just that. Whether it be AM Best TV, AM Best Audio, Best Review Magazine, or Best Day. Find out more by calling AM Best Advertising Sales at 908-439-2200, extension 5399, and have a great day.